Carlos Alcaraz beats Jannik Sinner to win the 2025 US Open. Live updates, reaction. Alcaraz dethroned Sinner at Flushing Meadows to win his second US Open title and become the new world number one. Arthur Ashe Stadium is empty, except for stadium workers. The lights are shining with the video board showing Carlos Alcaraz champion of men's singles. It was a tournament that had two worthy champions. Aryna Sabalenka, who lost two Slam finals in Australia, and Roland Garros, capped off the year with a fourth Slam title. And Alcaraz, solidifying himself as the number one player in the world, beating his top rival Jannik Sinner to capture his sixth Slam. On a personal note, I wanted to thank everyone who read and interacted with our coverage. I appreciated all of the reader thoughts, questions, and submissions. It was an absolute privilege to cover this event on the ground with our tennis writers Matthew Futterman and Charlie Eccleshare. On behalf of the live team, we hope you enjoyed the wall-to-wall content from first ball to championship point. Until next year, US Open. 127 days until the Australian Open in January. Carlos Alcaraz said that he spent 2 weeks working with his coaches on what to improve on following the Wimbledon final. He also studied the Wimbledon final with his coaches. Speech balloon, we watch it. We put everything, or we note everything, and we work on it. We just played that game. It doesn't matter. At the beginning, we thought, okay, it doesn't matter if you lose or he wins or I win. I just wanted to do the right things. If I'm doing the right things and he plays unbelievable match and he beat you, it's okay. But at least you did the right things. I think today worked really well. I did everything they told me that I had to do. And it worked. It worked pretty well. Carlos Alcaraz spoke about how the variety of his game allowed him to beat Jannik Sinner in 4 sets to capture his 6th Slam title. Speech balloon, I think every player has their styles. My style, yeah, it's about the variety that I have in a match. I feel I can do everything on court. To be honest, slices, drop shots, topspin, flat. I just trust really much in my physical conditions. I feel like I can reach every ball, which give me the confidence and the security of making good points and be able to play with variety. So since when I was really, really young, I just got that feeling of doing everything. Just come to the net, playing from the baseline, drop shot, come to the net, slices. Juan Carlos Ferrero, Carlos Alcaraz coach, spoke about the Spaniard's performance today against rival Jannik Sinner in the US Open final. Speech balloon, I think we prepared the match very good. Watching some matches and see the specific details we have to play. Carlos did 100%. It's easy to say and very difficult to do it. The performance today was perfect. I think he compromised himself to go for the match all the time. Tried to put pressure on the rival sooner than Jannik. I think it's one of the keys. I think these guys hit the ball, both of them, very, very fast. And I think who hits first take the advantage on points. Jannik Sinner highlighted where the rivalry with Carlos Alcaraz can go. He vows to change elements of his game to match Alcaraz. Speech balloon, I was very predictable today on court. He did many things. He changed up the game. That's also his style. Now it's going to be on me if I want to make changes or not. We're definitely going to work on that to be prepared for the next match. I'm going to try to be more unpredictable as a player. Jannik Sinner, he handled the situation better than I did. Jannik Sinner spoke about how Carlos Alcaraz improved today since their final at Wimbledon. Speech balloon, he has improved. He was a bit cleaner today. The things that I did well in London, he did better today. That's the result. I felt like he was doing everything slightly better today. He handled the situation better than I did. He raised his level. The lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium blazed. The New York night alive with electricity as two young giants of tennis collided for the 3rd time in a Grand Slam final. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, the rivalry that has defined the sport's new golden era, met once again in a battle that promised and delivered fire, finesse, and ferocity. For months, fans had anticipated this clash. The encounters in 2022 and 2023 had already gone down in history as classics. But the 2025 US Open final felt different. It wasn't just another match. It was the culmination of their journeys, the cementing of one man's reign, and the heartbreak of another's. And when the final ball was struck, when Jannik Sinner's forehand drifted wide after nearly 4 hours of brutal exchanges, Carlos Alcaraz collapsed on the court, victorious once again. The Spaniard had conquered Sinner in a 4-set masterpiece, lifting his third U.S. Open crown, and in doing so, writing another chapter in his already legendary career. The match began with both players testing each other's defenses like heavyweight boxers in the opening rounds of a fight. Sinner's serve was humming, his ground strokes flat and deep, skidding through the court with venom. Alcaraz, ever the showman, answered with lightning movement, drop shots that defied belief, and forehands struck with a roar that echoed around Ash. At 4-4, the tension peaked. Alcaraz carved a slice down the line, sprinted to net, and volleyed past Sinner to earn the crucial break. The crowd erupted as if New York itself was leaning into the Spaniard's corner. Moments later, Alcaraz served out the set, 6-4, raising his fist to the air with a warrior's cry. But Jannik Sinner is not a man to be cowed. The Italian, silent and composed as ever, responded with precision. His backhand, long considered one of the most dangerous weapons in tennis, began to sing. He pinned Alcaraz deep in rallies, redirecting balls down the line like a surgeon wielding a scalpel. At 3-2, he earned a decisive break, hammering a forehand return at Alcaraz's feet. The Spaniard, for once, looked human. Sinner closed the set 6-3 with an ace down the tee, his expression unchanged, but his eyes burning with purpose. The match was level, the rivalry alive. If the first two sets were about strategy, the third was pure survival. Every point was a war. Rallies stretched beyond 20 shots, the crowd gasping with each exchange. Drop shots turned into counter-drop shots, lobs into miraculous retrievals, and both men roared as though the title depended on each point. At 5-5, Sinner blinked. A double fault, his first of the match, opened the door. Alcaraz, sensing blood, unleashed two consecutive winners to snatch the break. The stadium trembled as he served for the set. On set point, he conjured a drop shot so delicate it seemed to float in the air before dying on the court. Sinner could only watch, defeated in the moment. Alcaraz took the set 7-5, chest thumping, crowd screaming. He was one set away. The final act felt inevitable, but not easy. Sinner pushed with all he had left, refusing to surrender. But Alcaraz had shifted gears into that rare zone of invincibility, where champions separate themselves. He broke early, racing to a 3-1 lead. Sinner rallied once more, saving break points with courageous winners, but Alcaraz's variety was suffocating. A forehand winner here, a drop shot there, and suddenly, match point arrived at 5-4. Sinner stepped up to serve, the weight of history heavy on his shoulders. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.